This is a true story of Joseph Oubelkas, who in late 2004, at the age of 24, embarked on a business trip to Morocco. Little did he know, during his flight, a police raid had taken place at the company Joseph worked for. At the site, 8,000 kilos of drugs, worth 24 million euros had been discovered. On arrival, Joseph was arrested, and without any evidence or investigation, he was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Even though the authorities knew who the real perpetrators were, and despite obvious errors in the verdict and the conclusion of the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs that no evidence pointed to his involvement, Joseph was still sentenced to prison. It was a clear case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, enduring a harsh and unjust life in various prisons. Joseph persevered and built some very special friendships along the way. He attributes his strength to the unconditional love and support he received throughout his ordeal. Joseph obtained thousands of letters and cards from family, friends, acquaintances, and strangers. But most importantly, 400 letters from his mother.
It's crazy to see myself in that image. Every time I'm seeing it again, it's like I was a few years in. And the 10 years imprisonment was devastating at the time because not me with my beautiful life. I mean, I have a Christian mom, I have a Muslim father, born and raised in Brabant. Ja, het moest allemaal in het Engels. Ja, oké, goed, gaan we met het Engels. Dus ja. Ja, weet ik veel. Jans zegt, ja, ken ik uit ook in het Engels? Ja, doe ik het gewoon in het Engels. Ja. I'm gonna do it. That doesn't matter. Now I know the whole process of judges and lawyers was like a whole big play. Now I know big underground organizations were behind all this. I mean, it wasn't a suitcase with like 10 kilos of drugs. No, it was 8,000 kilos, 24 million euro net worth. And the thing is, how was this possible? So many times I get that question, how is this possible? Not me, but still it was the harsh truth at the time. It's the same question that I asked to the two women of the Dutch embassy. I was there just, hearing the 10 years verdict and asking them, how is this possible? They were shrugging. They didn't know either. The only thing they said, we know you should not be here, but we cannot meddle with the case. Not my homeland, my second homeland. Morocco, I still love still in my heart. Talk about the people, the culture, the food, the city of my father, Marrakesh. I still love to this day. And the thing is that, to me, the question is, how was it possible? How did I survive? And I want to click, but the clicker doesn't work. Peter! Ja, die zit hierachter. Peter, de klikker. Ja, werkt. Maybe you cannot tell, but I'm so nervous. I was standing there with the stage manager, Kevin. Yeah. Thank you, Charles. That's Charles, my main man. I have a whole lot of secret people in here who support me. But Kevin, the stage manager, he stood there, he stood next to me. Don't stress. Well, easy for you to say, don't stress. But you know what? Hearing the 10 years imprisonment was the lowest point at that time in my life. I felt the excruciating pain. I felt it to the bone in my heart. It was a physical pain. Why did this happen to me? And I really know the feeling of sadness and sorrow, and especially powerlessness and injustice. I can still recall that phone call to my mom. In that first prison, in that phone booth, I was calling my mom, and I told her I'm not coming home, not for the next 10 years. I told this with these big tears in my eyes, and it was unbearable to say to my mom. And hanging up the phone, I realized that my life, I mean, it's your life I'm talking about. It's the most important thing in life, your life, ended. I hung up the phone. And it was like a mourning process because my life just vanished, disappeared, never came back. Prison life started for me, and it's all these images you just saw, and it strikes me again, even though it's been quite a few years. But when I'm seeing those words from my mom, life, my child, as many barriers you must cross, I can still picture myself seeing in this cage of a transfer bus, being transferred from one prison to the other prison, in a world I did not know of, not me, with my beautiful average life. But at that time, it was the harsh truth. I hung up the phone, but not before telling my mom, you know what, Mama? They can imprison my body, but my spirit will always be as free as a bird. The question, how did you survive? So many times they ask you, how did you survive? Did you survive? And somehow people want to have these short answers, like quick fixes, but it's always with time, always the process. How did you survive a world like that? And it's only in images you just saw. Images, you don't see the countless cockroaches and the rats crawling around. You don't even smell it. The weird mixture of old feces and urine and chloride and the smoke, the filth, the fighting on a daily basis, the blood, how people with scars in the face, have teeth, just attacked each other, just barely a couple of feet away from me. These hard images I will never forget. 2 times a day, they came by with a big iron pan. There was some kind of a greenish or brownish or whitish or yellowish soup. Those were the 4 varieties. They came by, clink, 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 and we heard it every day again. And I can still see myself with my plastic container just running with my fellow inmates to the cell door. I can still picture myself with my plastic container through the bars. I got my soup half over my hand. I got an old piece of bread. No guidance. No focusing on you, and if there's any problem, where we have designed this system to help you out, to make you better, a stronger person. How did I survive? I will never forget one of the first letters from my mom I received in prison, that she told me, take care of yourself. The first thing you're going to do in prison is going to take care of yourself, because if you don't even take care of yourself, how can you survive over there? Start with yourself. Focus on you. The first concrete goal became that I, after 10 years, would leave prison with my teeth. And it sounds so dumb, right? So like, take it for granted, oh, teeth. Yeah, but you know how many people walked over there with 3 half teeth rotting in their mouth? So system clearly was designed to let me, you go home with 3 half teeth. My mom sent me toothbrushes and toothpaste and dental floss. And yeah, that's what my mom did. It was allowed. And I sat there on that toilet. You just saw where 3 people in the night would sleep. All these toilets were covered with blankets so 3 people could sleep because it was too full. You can't stack one on top of the other. So that's how we created extra space. And I sat there and I was taking care of my teeth so consciously that even today, taking care of my teeth every morning, every night, even that I will not take for granted. Countless books there are. You should not take anything for granted. I think I somehow live it. I guess. My mom wrote to me, take care of yourself, but describe what you see. Keep a diary. Keep a diary and describe what you see. As opposed to what's not there, describe what you see. 3, see through the bars. My mom wrote to me, see through the bars. And it was early in the morning, just before morning roll call. The worst moment of every day, the roll calls in the morning, that I was woken up and shouting the Arabic every time again. Wahtaram, wahtaram, walk off. Those words we'll never forget. Walk off means get up. Ahtaram, show respect, Monday to Sunday, every morning. And I designed some kind of a system for myself that I would be awake before roll call. It was the most sincere, the most quiet moment every morning that I would sit at the cell door and I would just write down my feelings, my emotions. I would see the sparrows because that's the only time the sparrows were there, because if not, it was crowded with people, so the sparrows were just hopping. They didn't even realize they were hopping in a prison. And then they flew off, so easy. And I followed the stork's nest for months and months. My storks, they became, was just a nest, just peeking just above those high walls with barbed wires. And every time, again and again, they would greet each other. And I followed them, and I saw all of a sudden 2 stork chicks. I was like, what? My storks have babies. And so easily how they flew. It was a slice of joy I created, knowing myself emotionally and writing down those feelings somehow opened up. I wrote, took care of my teeth, and I saw that people somehow were inspired by asking me, what do you write down? I mean, what is it? I regained control of my life little by little, second by second. Time went by. And that letter from my mom in which she wrote, focus, take your responsibility, determine your goals and reach them. Over there, really focus and take your responsibility. Take it over there in that world. And she said, if you want to succeed, you will, but you have to do it yourself. Nobody can do this for you. We are doing our utmost best to get you out of there. With the Dutch government, everyone knew that I should not be there, so we are doing our utmost best. And it was a tug of war between Moroccan and between Dutch government. Don't forget, we keep on fighting for your freedom, but you're there right now, so it's up to you what you're going to do with your time. And time is the most precious possession we have. So be aware, what are you doing with your time? 24 hours a day. And I was aware that I had a lot of time over there. And it's true. I mean, we struggle here so many days with managing our time management. Well, time management books are not written for the situation I lived in. I can tell you. Because you have 24 hours, that's it. No obligations, no cooking, no taking the kids to school, no nothing. All these obligations we have, and then somehow we have to work on ourselves. I had years of reflection. I don't guess that someone in here is going to take I'm going to take a few years off, I'm going to leave the kids with you, and I'm just going to go off, and I'll see you in a couple of years because I'm going to reflect. Not going to happen. So I start to learn the Arabic language. I couldn't speak a word. I was there in Morocco because my second language is French. Il y a des gens ici qui parlent français, peut-être? Parce qu'il y a... Oui, oui, ça va, c'est vrai. Eh bien, c'est cool, hein? Alors nous pourrons continuer en français si vous voulez. Ça, oui, hein? Pas d'honte, hein, vous, hein? Pas d'honte. Alors, oui, ça va, hein? English, oh yeah, English. My brain, my ADHD brain, man. I start to learn Arabic. It's super hard. You know, they write from right to left. You know, there's different scribblings, but I learned it. That's what my mom told me. If you want to succeed, you will. And I did, little by little. I was just asking, how do I say me, I, ana, and you, anta, anti, nahnu, we, antuma. كان شي واحد هنا تعرفوا العربية وقلا ولا لا؟ كاين شي صح؟ ايوه وقريبة. ممكن نسولك كي سميتك انتيا؟ نزيها مشرفين. أنا يوسف مشرفين. معلمين انتيا جيتي هنايا. وحتى انتيا تتفهمني دابا ولا لا؟ هاديك. Yeah, you may clap for that. You know. Sorry, but this is the only time in my presentation I'm patting myself on the shoulder because you know what? How hard that language is. عرفتي علاش؟ لحقاش ما كاينش علاقة مع فرنسا ولا الإنجليزية ولا شي حاجة. أنا بديت من الأول. She said, yeah. Nazia Sirida, he's one of mine. Yeah, one of you people. But when learning the language, because I could have waited that all these 5, 6, 8,000 people in all these prisons would learn Dutch, pretty easy, you know. That's not how it works in life. You know, I'm going to take that first step. That's the whole point, the whole common thread in my life nowadays. You know, I'm going to take the first step. I'm going to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for me. I don't even want it because it's my life. I'm writing it down. My opinion, too many people give away their pen of life. Let someone else, something else, write down their story. You know what they do? They actually blame that thing or that someone. And I want to share the insight. Well, get that pen back. Start writing again. It's your story. That's ultimate leadership. That's ultimate freedom. Write your story, your pen. I started connecting with the people over there because I spoke Arabic. It's the best school in the world. I don't want you to attend that school, but it is. I made it my best school. أحسن مدرسة في العالم. Isn't it a beautiful language, by the way? I mean, I was like, wow, these pronunciations. And there are actual words, which y'all don't understand. But Nazia is like, yes, he's smiling from my ear to ear. So, I mean, I paid a lot of money for this ticket, but now it's all worthwhile. Yeah. Nazia's so blessed that you're here. Little by little, somehow I started reprogramming my brain. This is not that I'm telling this because just Magritte Siskorn was telling it, but I became aware that during those years, connecting with these people, hearing their stories, because we all have a story, we all have a name. Don't be biased, don't be judgmental, that's what my mom wrote to me. My mom sent me a Christmas card, and wherever I go, I'm gonna bring this and take this out right now because to me it's really dear to my heart. And when I was beginning with all these speaking things, I didn't even know there was a thing speaking, but you know, there I am. I was a little afraid to show this in the beginning because, you know, it's like a worthless piece of paper. And I understood the world. Of course, it's a worthless piece of paper. It's up to me to add the value. So my mom's second Christmas behind bars sent me this Christmas card. She cut it out from paper at the kitchen table, and she sent this to me. A lot of women in the room. Yeah, always the women's like, oh, I never hear like a girl like, whoa. Never. Men, where are y'all? Never. So I was like, but men feel it. We just don't express it. But you know what, that awe, it strikes me time and time again. When you give me that awe, you know what happens? It brings me so in the now with you people while still seeing this Christmas card hanging at my place within that filth by the bars. This Christmas card, my mom made 200 of these Christmas cards by hand, cut them out of paper, wrote a little message. She wrote in a letter, hand these cards out to the people over there. Hand them out. Look at me in the eye. Look at me in the eye. Again, don't be too judgmental. You may judge, we all judge, but adjusting that judgment would be awesome too. Ask them their name. Connect. Be sincere. One of my biggest values, sincerity, honesty. With that, you can never fail. Look at me in the eye and ask them again their story. I heard their stories, and they could all appreciate this little gesture from my mom, and I can see hard masks falling off, and I see myself now walking in the corridors, the hallways of my prison. How crazy may that sound? But somehow it felt like that. I can still see these Christmas cards hanging by the bars at the places of these men. And to me, this Christmas card, this worthless piece of paper became so valuable that to me, this piece of paper will tell me, throughout the rest of my life, will tell me that regardless of the circumstances, the situation you're in, the environment, so many excuses you can hang up on all these things, that it is possible to create a difference, how small it may be, how big it may become. This Christmas card. The thing is that I started working in a prison shop, because all these people, my fellow inmates, they were complaining. Every Wednesday there was, it took such a long time because before it was their turn, and I stood there in line. And yes, it took a long time, hours before it was my turn. And I was like, why are you complaining that it takes such a long time? Are you in a hurry? You going somewhere? You have an appointment outside? Yeah, and they were looking like a little puzzled. Well, you're not going anywhere, man. So I asked this one guard in his prison shop. I asked him, was mumkin en aunik vet lehanu dialik. Shall I help you in your prison shop so time goes a little faster for me, but I can help you, and the line goes faster, and that's how I every Wednesday stood there. I knew these guys better, good for my status. I could just, can you just have some extra water just for me and just some cancer sardines? Cancer sardines actually is how the system was called, how we slept over there. Ironically, I started giving English class. It was a couple of years later, and people came up to me. You want to teach us English? Of course. I want to help. If I can help, I can help. 2 or 3 people would sit, surrounding me in my cell. One of the guards, they saw me, teaching them English, and he came up to me, what are you doing over there? And I was like, uh-oh. And I explained to him that I was teaching English. He said, oh, whoa, that's nice. I said, oh, okay. And he was just grabbing a key, and he handed over a key. And I was like, I should have known this, if I knew this before, then I would have, from personal experience, when you get a key in prison, you're going to try whether it works, Maybe he just mixed up the keys, but no. You try. But it was from a little classroom, 10, 15, 20 people. I gave English class. We created our moments of happiness, just brief moments. We created it. I started a prison garden awarded to me by by prison guards. I'm still befriended today with prison guards. One of my biggest friends, Head Chief Nordin from the first prison, the boss from the first prison in green army suit. Still befriended with him. I actually invited him 2 times here to the Netherlands. He actually attended my lectures. He couldn't understand a word. But he came up to me and he said, I felt it. I didn't understand what you said, but I felt the energy. And the way you're standing over there, that's how you were with those guys over there as well. And that's maybe the biggest compliment I could have received from him. Still friends. And I, little by little, started working as a translator for the prison director of the 3rd prison. I spent the majority of my time, and again, it became my world. And it wasn't like every day was easy peasy and it's all rosy and all, no. I had my bad days. I had my bad days, especially when it was my birthday. Other special days like Christmas and my friends, just going on with their lives. You going on with their lives. With your lives, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. My friends, they got married, some got married, some, bought a house. Because back at the time, it was possible to buy a house. Yeah, different times. And, they got their first child. And I was there, standing at the sideline of life. 1,637 days and nights. I also counted the nights. A lot of times people forget, especially in interviews, he was like 1,037 days. So no, the nights, the broken nights, every night. I never had a morning during morning roll call, that I would get up like, oh man, it was a good night's sleep. Oh, wow, I feel so fruity. No, every night a broken night. Every night I slept there, sometimes so crowded, only on my side, to the left of my feet, to my left of my head, a couple of feet. To the right of my head, a couple of feet. On top of my head, people. By my own feet, people. And when my baby child was born, now being a father, and I had a lot of friends, who also became father. My friends, dear friends, and they became father, and they come up to me and they were like, Joseph, it's awesome to be a father, but man, I really had a broken night with my baby. Oh, no? No. But you know what? You are entitled to your struggle. I'll be the last person to say, what I experienced, that's harsh. No. I know that nowadays my brain has been reprogrammed. When my baby was crying, ask my wife. She would lie and I said, just stay there. And I'm going to go look him up. And I was there, just carrying. He was 6 weeks. He had the book, Oei, ik groei. I don't know what yeah. Oei, ik groei. Oh, 6 weeks. That was a little jump. Yeah. Oi, I grow. Yeah, I don't know what the translation is. Yeah. Oei, ik groei. It helped. It helped to understand. To understand. I came home. No criminal record. No compensation, no money, no nothing. I came home at my mom's place. And from that little room at my mom's place, I had to build up my whole life again. And who was waiting for me? Who's waiting for an ex-prisoner with Moroccan roots claiming he has been falsely accused? Who's going to believe me? Yeah, but it is true. Who was laughing over there? Talking to an ex-prisoner here. It's like a little group over there. Ha, ha, ha. I can see y'all. No. But I understand, I will refuse to live my life a victim. I was a victim. I was victimized. But you know what? I came to understand the world. All the lessons I've learned in prison, I applied again here in this life where so many people feel imprisoned. And I think it's way harder to live in freedom with your mind in captivity than physically imprisoned with my mind as free as a bird. I want to explain to people, you build those walls. It's pretty harsh. I am pretty confronting. But I want to be confronting in a loving way because I want for you to have the insight to get out. But you carry the key, no one else. I had to apply the lessons of taking care of myself, not the outside world. I am going to create my world again. I am going to create my dream again. Nobody else. I'm starting writing again. And it wasn't easy. Of course, it became a second struggle. But taking a neutral perspective towards a certain situation, that's strength. I had to decouple my emotions to the situation. That's what I've learned in prison. My luck wasn't determined by those 50-meter, 45-feet high walls with barbed wire and bars. No, I determined my luck. I'm going from suffering to leading. That's the whole main story in all of life. Again, all a story. We all have our bottom. And it's not a question about whose bottom is the deepest. No, it's not a contest. It's your life. And if it's possible over there, is possible over here. But it wasn't easy. Sam, can I have? He's my personal assistant. Man, I'm so, I have a personal assistant. Thank you, Sam. You really guided it. You really guarded it. Thank you. No, Sam, you are guiding us. Thank you so much for being there. And this is the last thing I want to show, because this is a birthday present I made for my mom. Because bear in mind, that second struggle was so tough, because there's no handbook on if you all experience this, then step A, step B, step C, step D. No. I didn't have a clue. My mom saw me struggling. She came up to me in my little room. No possessions, no belongings, nothing. And my mom saw me struggling. And the only thing she asked me was, "What's the matter?" And I broke and I cried. I told my mom, I don't know how to. My mom asked me, but it's not about what the world wants. It's about what you want. What do you want? So, Mom, I want to create that book. Those beautiful letters, gave me so much strength. I want to share them. Well, then go for it. But again, at that time, I told my mom, this struggle is so severe that, you know what? Just send me back. Oh, seriously, send me back over there. And what does that tell you about life here? Send me back, not because of the environment, not because of the walls, but because of the people over there. They restored all of my trust in human mankind. And that's why I'm showing this. I asked my fellow inmates if they would want to write something for my mom's birthday. And they came up to me and they all wrote down something for my mom. And I'm not going to sugarcoat them. They were swell guys, so nice. No. They were tough guys who did serious things. But I want to be behind this judgment. They were already being judged. I want to be the difference in a world full of misery. Because if I'm going to become one with misery, then I will never make a difference. And I saw these people, friendships, if it's possible to create an organization, friendships, a network, whatsoever. If it's possible to create it over there, then it's possible to create it everywhere. No excuses anymore. And this gave me the strength to build up my life again. The dream my mom wrote me about. Sam, please guard it, man. Thank you. My mom, I have 50 seconds, so you were too early. In the moonlight, I will never forget, in the moonlight, my mom wrote me these words, which I have read in the moonlight, in that cell, because always shouting, always crying, 24 hours a day, shouting, the people surrounding me. I was really locked up. I couldn't go anywhere. But with my mind as free as a bird, I would bury myself in one of my mom's letters, and I would read these words. It's a full moon now. And all the silver streams of the same moon that shines there too will carry my love for my brave child and will spin a beautiful dream of what is to come later, the time you will be with us again. And that time is here. And that dream has become way more beautiful than I could have imagined. And this is not to pound myself on the chest. No. The only real incentive that I'm sharing this to one another, all the audiences, especially the youngsters, is just to explain that how dark life may be, it is possible to create something beautiful again, but you have to take that first step. Do it yourself. Doing it yourself, most beautiful thing in life. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. Seriously. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Kevin! Oh, wow. Oh, that's... Oh, wow. Hands down. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Man, even over there. Oh, man.
Joseph, you talked about her a lot, and I'm pleased to say, everybody, that Joseph's mum is also here. Yeah.
Oh, her? My standing ovation for my mom. Wow.
Ja, bijzonder, hè? Bijzonder.
Wow.
I try it in English.
Yes, you sure? Yeah, whatever you want. It's okay. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Just for my mom. This is it, mother. For you. This is for you, mom. Not for me, for you. Oh, wow.
Beautiful. Yeah. Incredible. Incredible. Well, I said it was probably an unforgettable story. I think that one's going to stay with everyone here in the room for a long time. Thank you very much. This is Miss Yannis Lok is her surname. Very appropriate surname. May I call you Yannis?
Of course.
Okay, thank you very much. Yannis, I'm someone who believes in deep empathy. I try and put myself in the position of people I'm talking to, but this is just, this is next level. This is incredible. Tell us, in your own words, how did you stay resilient? Because your willpower and belief that you would see Joseph again soon must have been tested to the beyond any limits we can imagine here. How did you stay resilient?
I tried to tell it in English. But after several times, I had a mindset and how to keep his body and his mind healthy in this situation. And after a while, we succeeded. We did it. We did it, he and me. And, but we had to be severe sometimes, but mostly vulnerable. That's the question. And that's the mindset we survived.
Mm. And when you say severe, what did you mean?
Severe is sometimes you have to make something very clear. Mm. So you are there, me is here, and I'm free, you're not, but we have to manage.
Okay, sounds very Dutch. I like it.
I'm Dutch.
Yes, yes, also true. Okay, and for anyone in the audience who's in obviously not a comparable situation like that, but a very difficult situation in which they feel uncomfortable or they feel threatened, what would your advice be to them?
Oh, it's a difficult question. I will say cry one day, cry 2 days, and try to refine yourself and make your own mindset. If you don't succeed, ask for help. Mm. Everybody needs help sometimes. And so we did too. But with the help of his friends and me, we survived. And so we built our new life, and it has a good success, as you could see.
Oh, beautiful. And who gave you help?
You say? What?
Who gave you help?
Some of his friends, but Joseph too. Mm. And he gave me help, and I helped him. So it was from two sides, both sides. Yeah. But even then, to be sometimes severe and always vulnerable.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you very much. Another round of applause, please, for Yannis and Joseph.